JWL Sports, where we review all the best sports takes from around the country. Okay, bear with me again. We're still in this guest bedroom right now instead of my office, which is all nice and great. So bear with me. Apologize about that. If this is your first time checking out a video, please do not forget to subscribe. We are building an amazing community here, and it's turning into something truly special, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I truly see this channel just as much as yours as it is mine. So I read every single comment. So if you think what I'm saying is ridiculous, please let me know in the comments below. If you think what I'm saying is awesome, then also I'd love the support. Please also definitely let me know in the comments below. Either way, let's get into some discussions, let's get into some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. It really helps with the algorithm, and I would greatly appreciate it. So without further ado, let's get to it. We're with first things first, talking about the Dolphins versus the Bills game, and who's it a must-win for, and and also the fact of the matter is that the Bills are favored, and should they be favored, even though they're on the road? I'm going to say yes. I've gotten a lot of heat on this view of my views on the Dolphins. I've consistently said that I like the Dolphins, that I think that they have a pretty good team, but that they're not great. And everybody was coming at me. I said that the Dolphins have not beaten anyone worth beating, and that the only team that they did beat were the Dallas Cowboys, and that was more about the Cowboys losing than the Dolphins winning. And boy, did you all you Dolphins fans got very angry at me and were not thrilled about that one. And then I said, well, let's wait until we see what happens. If you're so elite, let's see what happens when you go against the Ravens. And then there was even some weird debate of whether or not Tua could be the MVP. And I said, no, the Ravens and Lamar Jackson will prove to be the better team, and Lamar Jackson will prove to be the MVP. And y'all know what happened there. The Miami Dolphins got a beat down by the Ravens, and Lamar Jackson was like, yep, I am him. Now, what's crazy is some of you Dolphins fans said that they cheated, that the refs, I'm not even going to get into it, but some of the comments were insane and bonkers. So I'm going to continue with that trend. I do not think the Bills are going to put a beat down on the Dolphins, but I do want to say that I think the Bills are going to win this game. I believe Josh Allen is going to rise to the occasion. He's going to be able to put the Bills on his shoulders and lead them into the playoffs. And, and it's going to be an amazing story for him and the Bills franchise as a whole. And I think the Dolphins are going to come up short because I don't think they truly have what it takes to consistently beat a good team.
Well, I actually thought he was saying what he saw Coach Mangini say yesterday.
Yeah, which is what?
We've been in the playoffs for a month.
Yeah, that's what you did say that.
Must win, that's what you took. Yeah. This is actually a must win, though.
Yeah, well.
Your must wins
yes
are like, yeah.
Kind of.
Do Bills deserve to be road favorites? They're favored this game.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yes.
Ooh.
And I know they're up and down, and I know we have no idea which Bills team is going to show up. But yes, 1,000 times yes. Because you know what we do know? Miami can't hang with the big boys. All right? They I mean, unless you Dallas on
Are we sure Buffalo's a big
Dallas on, well, they beaten some of the top teams in the league, and including Miami, 48-20.
Yep.
I know it was early in the year, but still, that was the same Buffalo that's like this. So they pounded them, number one. They are the more desperate team. I get it, Miami wants to win, and they, I'm sure they're trying to say we got to win this game to get the 2 seed, but they aren't saying it like the Bills. Because the Bills absolutely need to win this game. You can't put it in another team's hands. Also, as I said, Miami 1-4, Nick, against teams with winning records. Dallas, they beat. Good win, but Dallas, we know, isn't great on the road. I'm not going to go and kill the Cowboys right now. And then Miami, 18 points a game against those good teams. Give up 35. And Buffalo, as we said yesterday, don't get blown out. They do not get blown out.
No, I don't think Miami will blow them out. I don't think Buffalo deserves to be road favorites, and I think that early season game has distorted our perception of
it's so weird. I don't know why Nick is so biased against the Bills. Like, what is his hatred against them? The Chiefs have beaten the Bills in this one of the craziest playoff games ever. He should love the Bills because the Bills will forever be part of an amazing memory for Nick Wright and him being a Chiefs fan. So the fact that he has this just like hatred towards them and this bias makes no sense. There's every reason to believe that the Bills deserve to be road favorites. And I've already laid them out, and Brew was also laying them out as well. He was pretty much echoing exactly what I just said. And so, like, the Dolphins have not beaten any legit good team. All their wins come from teams that are not good and have not made it to the playoffs, except for the Cowboys. And that was a close game that the Cowboys easily could have won. And depending on where you stand, you could say that the refs gotten, kind of caused that, yada, yada, yada. I'm not going to unpack that all over again. But that's the real point to be made. This whole they're being favored by 3 has some of what to do with what happened earlier in the season. But that's not the only reason why. It's just not. And the Bills have actually played pretty well against good teams. They beat the Kansas City Chiefs, Nick Wright's favorite team in the history of the universe. So it makes no sense that he's just going to keep bashing the Bills. I get it. A part of me thinks that he's just afraid of the Bills come time playoff times because he knows that at any moment Josh Allen could just light the field on fire. And really, right now, the Chiefs have not shown that they're able to do that. I don't think the Chiefs have had any of those moments, really, where they've been able to just, hang 30-plus points and be like, let's go, here we are. And the Bills, on the other hand, have done that multiple times and have done it against some pretty good teams as well, especially playoff teams.
How close, since Mike McDaniel's come to Miami, that Miami's played the Bills. They played 3 times last year, including the playoff game. Last year, Miami won the first matchup by 2. Buffalo won the second matchup by 3. And then in the playoff game, with Skylar Thompson playing quarterback, Buffalo...
Last year has nothing to do with this year. I've said this so many times on this channel now. I'm going to say it again, and I'll have to say it again in the future. Last year has nothing to do with this year. Last year, the Chiefs were averaging, close to 30 points a game or whatever. Last year, the Eagles were blowing teams away and was the bona fide number 1 seed. Last year, if you were an unbiased fan, you were saying the Eagles and the Chiefs were going to be in the Super Bowl. Last year, the Chiefs won the Super Bowl. If all we did was have to look to the previous year, then the same team would win the Super Bowl every single year because, they won last year, so they're going to win this year, And so pointing to last year makes no sense. It's lazy analyst. It's lazy television. It makes no sense. If you want to talk about earlier in the season, that can make sense. Even if you have the identical team, everything's different. The players are different even if they're the same player because their bodies are different. They have different levels of strength and speed and health, in terms of are they injured? There's different play calls. The weather's different. The day's different. The time's different. It's all different. It's different. It's different. It's different. So to compare last season makes 0 sense. It just makes such little sense.
Won by 3 in, I think it was 37-34. A high scoring game where Miami's offense, since Mike McDaniel's gotten there, moves the ball in this Buffalo defense. So even in that, listen, the Bills dominated that first matchup on the scoreboard, and I'm not trying to act like Miami outplayed them, but for a 48-20 game, the yardage was 414 to 393. Miami
but you know
averaged,
why that is a lot.
What?
When you're down,
no, but
big,
it wasn't that. But
exactly.
it was Miami was. But I understand, but that's not the. Sometimes that happens. That wasn't the context of that game. Miami was moving the ball in the first half and scored multiple touchdowns. What happened in that game was 2 key turnovers that gave the Bills short fields. On yards per play basis, the Bills were 7.4, Miami was 6.8. The point I'm making is this is not one of those divisional matchups that one team just dominates the other one. And so I think that I understand last year is last year, but it's a lot of the same players, same coaches, same personnel. And so, no, I do.
I've already been over that, so I'm not going to keep, I'm not going to beat the dead horse. Just because it's a lot of the same players and the personnel, that doesn't mean anything. It truly doesn't. It just doesn't. Okay. Tampa Bay, didn't they run back their identical team? Didn't they bring all, like the entire starting lineup back? Did they win a Super Bowl? No, I don't think so. I don't think they won another Super Bowl back to back. So it doesn't make any sense. And if you want to pick apart that last game, that's fine. I am a firm believer, though, that the teams are different now. I think if there's like enough time, if it was like last week or 2 weeks ago that they had already played each other, then I would say, okay, that's, pretty interesting to kind of look at the tape. Kind of like how the Eagles are playing the Giants like multiple times within the last few weeks. Like that makes sense to kind of, look at that. But with this, I do agree that enough time in the season has passed. And so again, I don't know what type of injury. I just am not all caught up on what injuries each team has. And again, I'm pretty sure the Dolphins have sustained some legit injuries that they didn't have. So I got my money 100% on the Bills. Post it right here, punch it down. That is my pick for this game. And I'm not talking about the spread or anything like that. I do not get involved in that. That is not my expertise whatsoever. If it was, I wouldn't be having a YouTube channel right now. I would just be making bets and making money. Just like anyone who claims that they're really good on YouTube or on TV, well, you better ask for their actual proven record. But I digress. I got my money on the Bills, my fake money on the Bills, because I just think they're going to show up and be better. That's really what it comes down to. But let me know what you all think in the comments below. Am I being too harsh on the Dolphins? Am I just too high on the Bills and Josh Allen? I would absolutely love to hear your thoughts. And please, please, please do not forget to subscribe. We are building an amazing channel here, and it's a community that is becoming truly, truly special. I really see this channel just as much as yours as it is mine. And I really, really do believe that. I want to build something that we can all be so happy and proud to be part of. Thanks so much, and see you next time.